You're listening to the Afro Chi Podcast, a show for my fellow Black female energy healers and the everyday woman who wants to heal her energy in a creative and holistic way. You'll hear from Black female healers who share their knowledge, gifts, and experiences and enlighten you on how to tap into your powerful Black energy to get the results you need to live an energetically free life. If you're ready to become unstuck, find freedom and peace energetically, stay tuned. I'm your host, Kiera Flipping. Hey Queens, if you are just joining us here on the Afro Chi Podcast Season 2, we are focusing this entire season on the chakras. If this is your first episode, I encourage you to take a listen to Season 2, Episode 1. That way, you can work your way up all of the 7 major chakras in order. Today, we will be discussing the third chakra, Manipura, the solar plexus. I am super hyped about the guest we have today that is going to guide us through this chakra. Our guest today offers oracle moon readings, guided meditations. She has a podcast for spirit and mental wellness. She also has holistic CBD edible skincare. She offers mystic aromatherapy. She's a yoga teacher, and she also offers one-on-one energy consultations. Our guest today is here to guide us through the solar plexus chakra, is none other than the beautiful owner of LaLobaLand and LaLobaLand Beauty, Miss Lotus. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am super excited. I'm just sitting here cheesing as I'm reading through your intro. Like, you are so dope. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you here today.
Me too. I'm actually really excited to do this.
Nice. So you're going to guide us through Manipura, which is, and I say this on all of the episodes. I'm like, my favorite chakra, because really I'm just obsessed with chakras. But no lie, like Manipura, you're going to be guiding us through that today. So just start us off with just telling us a little bit about, the basics of this chakra, its location, the color, its elements, some mantras that go along with this chakra. Just kind of introduce us and get us started.
Okay, perfect. So the solar plexus chakra is, I like to say it's kind of the most removed chakra, because a lot of times we're focusing on our heart chakra, right? Or we're focusing on the third eye and the crown, or like the sacral chakra. We never really give a lot of attention to our solar plexus. And solar plexus is the center of like our ego and our personal power and our integrity. All that lies there, right in the your diaphragm area. So that little soft belly space in between your rib cage, that's really where your solar plexus chakra wheel is at, heating you up. It's governed by fire, the element of fire. It is also it's one of these chakras that I actually had the hardest time with. So that's why when you were talking about doing this, I'm like, you know what? That's just a sign from the universe to continue working on connecting to it, because a lot of times when you do spiritual work, the main goal is to remove ego, right? Like to throw it away if you can. But that doesn't apply to the solar plexus, because you need that. It's literally there to help define your personal power, how you're going to show up in the world, your level of self-esteem. It all stems from there.
Love it. Love it. So what could you tell us a little bit about some signs that chakra is imbalanced? Like, how can we know that we need to give that chakra some attention?
Okay, so if you're feeling like a loss of purpose, maybe you feel like you don't have a purpose in life, right? Or if you're feeling like really, really angry or annoyed, even jealous and envy, because that does stem to come from the ego, being unmotivated, low self-esteem and confidence, even having like stomach problems can be a sign that you need to figure out why your solar plexus is out of alignment, and then bring it into alignment so that you don't have to have those moments anymore.
Yeah. And when that chakra for us is out of alignment, what are some ways that it affects us physically, mentally, spiritually. I heard you mention like stomach aches
Yeah.
is a physical sign.
Yes, because it does govern your stomach area. That's where it's located at. So your
Mm-hmm.
abdomen, the stomach, upper intestines, liver. It kind of helps you handle digestion, whether that's
Mm-hmm.
of food and information, right? And that's
Mm.
also like what we're internalizing when we are in communication with other people, with ourselves, with our environments. And that ability to digest, right, and throw away what needs to be thrown away can become, I want to say, you can become detached from that process when your
Mm-hmm.
solar plexus is closed or underactive. It'll become really hard for you to feel confident enough to make that first move,
Mm.
or feel confident enough to even eat like a new dish, because your stomach is always so sensitive. Like those are
Yeah.
like small different ways to think about, like, oh, maybe something's up with my solar plex.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What are some situations in life, like some circumstances that we go through in life that will cause our solar plexus to become imbalanced? What are some things we experience in life?
I feel like this is always for like any of your lower chakras,
Mm-hmm.
which is your root, your sacral, your solar plex. It's all childhood related trauma, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
all things that happened to us when we were kids that we didn't process correctly. And then it shows up as in our adulthood, where we are
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, snap. I actually realized that I'm an extremely shy person and I can't speak in crowds, in front of crowds, because of something that happened. Maybe you were younger and you did something exciting and showed somebody, and they may have laughed or downplayed it, and it stayed with you as
Mm.
you got older. And then it shows up in your adult life with you not wanting to speak out loud, or you not wanting to show and embrace your power. Like
Mm-hmm.
just to say, hey, I'm an authority in this space, or hey, I actually know what I'm talking about. All of that can come up
Yeah.
because of what you went through as a child.
Mm. Mm. And on that, what are some things I'm thinking of now, since you've guided us through, some ways we can pick up that the chakra is imbalanced, certain
Yeah.
circumstances that happen in our childhood that causes this chakra to become imbalanced and show up in
Right.
our adulthood. What are some ways we can bring this chakra back into balance? How can we help to heal this area? Are there things we can eat? Are there
Yes.
colors we can wear, just anything that you
Yes.
can offer, crystals, anything, oils, all of that
Mm,
good stuff?
mm. Okay. Okay. You're getting me so excited. I was over here like, yes, yes. Okay. So the first thing I always tell when I do energy consulting with my clients, we usually go over your your main 7 chakras to see if
Hmm.
they're either overactive, underactive, or if they're active and aligned. And
Hmm.
when someone is underactive or they have a blocked solar plex, my first thing to tell them is to start to work with the element of fire, because that's the element that governs the chakra. So maybe
Hmm.
that's some candle work, some candle magic. Maybe it's just sunbathing and just getting enough vitamin D, because that does affect how your solar plexus can activate.
Hmm.
Down to foods, anything yellow, right? So squash, if you want to do even some citrus fruit, they play between the sacral chakra and the solar plex.
Hmm.
But like lemons, grapefruit, that also helps. Turmeric, I actually have a turmeric matcha latte with me today to help
Oh,
activate my
nice.
solar plex energy. And then we are talking about crystals. So tiger's eye is really prominent for solar plex, because tiger's eye
Hmm.
is all about having clarity and focus and being able to present yourself to the world in a confident manner. So I
Hmm.
always tell people, go straight for the basics first,
Yeah.
master the basics. Tiger's eye, yellow food, citrus water,
Hmm.
and wearing the color yellow,
Yeah.
right? Maybe you might need to do like a pop of yellow on your nails, or maybe wearing more gold jewelry to help feel that empowering energy that stems from there, to help align and activate it. And then any I am statements around your confidence will definitely
I
help you
love
a lot
that.
too. Yeah.
That's some good mantras. I am confident. I love it.
Yes. I am
Hmm.
embracing my power, right? I
Hmm.
feel powerful. I am confident, I am my authentic self.
Hmm.
Just starting to rebuild your self-esteem, because essentially at the end of the day, if your solar plexus is underactive or blocked, your self-esteem is probably taking a huge hit too.
Okay.
And that means that you're not really fully living in your purpose. And that's the whole
Hmm.
point of this journey.
Yeah, yeah. And in addition to that, now thinking about how can we know that our solar plexus is good? Like when you're working with clients, and you're doing the different chakra assessments, like what can you find that it's like, okay, this chakra is good, this person feels this way or thinks this way or is whatever, so that way, you know, we can know like this chakra is in alignment. What are some things we can pick up within self?
Hey Queens, isn't this such a great episode? Be sure to check out the Afro Chi Healers Directory, where you can find healers in your area offering similar services to the guests on today's podcast. If you are a healer, please be sure to join the directory so that Black women can locate your healing services and offerings. To join and view the directory, please visit afroqi.com. Okay, let's jump back into this episode.
Just if you feel safe and if you feel safe enough to express yourself, right?
Okay.
You're not having the instinct to dim your light, right? We have that saying, like, don't dim your light. We're really talking about that solar plexus energy, right? Like, 'cause that's where the light is in your body. That's where the sun is, your fire. And when you are able to just fully express yourself without being overbearing, but without being super shy, I can always tell when someone is living in their purpose, when they feel empowered and I see them taking action to better themselves in their lives. It lets me know that their solar plex is active and pretty much aligned.
What I hear you say is like people who live their truth, like people who are being their true selves. Like
unapologetically too.
Yeah. And I always admire those people, like,
right?
Wow,
like they're so cool.
Yes, like they don't have no cut cards. Like they're just them fully, and they're just loving them and just walking in their truth, just doing them. Love it, love it. Oh, I just love the solar plexus. Anything else that you would like to add for our listeners, just on this topic, on this chakra, that maybe I didn't ask, that you maybe want us to know?
I think the main thing that I want you to know when we're working with the solar plexus is to give yourself grace, because you may not be that outwardly independent thinking, action-oriented person at first, right? And I think sometimes when we're going through our chakras and we realize that something is blocked or underactive, our first instinct is to criticize ourselves. Like, girl, why is it closed? Like, what's going on? Like, you should have done this. And that's not going to help you, especially because this is around egocentric work too. And to understand that your ego is not horrible. And I'm like usually one of the only practitioners that says this, but I stand by it because it works in my life. Your ego, there's two sides to everything, right? So with the ego, we have that shine state and we have that shadow state, right? The shadow state is like, I like to do it as an acronym of like edging God out or edging guidance out. That's that negative side of ego, right? Where we become narcissistic, where we are only thinking about ourselves, being selfish, not considering other people. And then you have that shine state of your solar plexus and of the ego, where it's like that person and that side of you that can get up and stand in front of a room and inspire, that is willing to take the risk to live their best life. Like, you do need your ego, right? Otherwise you wouldn't have been given it as a tool. But remember that it's a tool. Don't let it run you. Use it for what it's for, which is to help propel you in certain spaces so that you can shine your light. That would probably be the main takeaway.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your knowledge on the solar plexus. And I really encourage all of our listeners to reach out to Lotus. Again, I will leave all of her information in the description, but please reach out to her. She offers a boatload of services, guys. Like, tap into something. Oracle moon readings, guided meditation. She also has a podcast, guys, for spirit and mental wellness. Check out her holistic skincare line. It is CBD, edible skincare, mystic aromatherapy. She's also a yoga teacher and also offers one-on-one energy consultation. So guys, please check her out. And again, Lotus, thank you so, so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Afro Chi podcast. Be sure to visit our website at afroqi.com and on all social media platforms at The Afro QI. Subscribe to this podcast now so you never miss a show.